Games new to me. Please like and subscribe.
Hey guys, Rob here for Games New to Me. Welcome back to what will be a virtually germ-free video. You may have noticed that I didn't upload last week at all, and there's a great reason. The flu got to me. It lasted for 2 weeks, and on the second week I lost my voice. Yay, that was fun. Figured instead of killing myself and giving you a lousy video, I just wait to get better and come back, well, stronger, more rested, and, ready to go. So while I was in my virtual flu-induced hellhole, I came across some really interesting virtual reality news. It has been mentioned by many channels, my own included, that the future of VR was very much in question. I, like many others, wondered if people would want to strap on a whole bunch of cumbersome gear to their head in order to be engulfed in the virtual world that their games or videos would provide them. While that question is still out there, and the jury is most definitely out for the long-run viability of VR, interesting news came about regarding Sony's PSVR, short for PlayStation Virtual Reality. A little bit of background, the PSVR is the most affordable virtual reality system available. If you already own a PlayStation 4 or just bought a PlayStation 4 Pro, all you need is the PSVR set to enjoy the growing number of virtual worlds and experiences out there. By contrast, to use the HTC Vive or the Oculus Rift, you not only need the $800 VR system and all its peripherals, but you also need a very beefed up PC. At a minimum, you need to spend about $1,000 just for the PC for a respectable experience, and probably closer to $2,000 for a PC that can provide you with a good experience. So at $500, the full PSVR set is considerably cheaper. Even if you have to buy a PlayStation 4 as well as the PSVR, you're still coming in at a grand total of $900 in hardware. That's the cost of a basic PC that could give you a middle-of-the-road VR experience with Sony's competitors. So those are the basics. And since then, questions have crept up if Sony was, working on releasing more titles and would actually throw themselves behind supporting the unproven VR concept. Let's face it, peripherals in the gaming industry have a really lousy track record. So if this is something that has entered your mind, then I've got some good news for you, because not only has Sony announced some PSVR exclusive content that they have in the works, but we also just found out just how many PSVR units Sony has sold since the launch of the virtual reality rig. As per the New York Times, Sony has managed to sell a massive 915,000 PSVR headsets, almost 4 months after they first went on sale to the public. This number could well exceed Sony's own expectations, which stood at 1 million VR headsets within half a year. Now that the company has only 85,000 headsets to go and almost 2 months left, we can expect it to meet, if not exceed, its internal goals, which is obviously great news for lovers of virtual reality. The PlayStation VR was released in October and works in tandem with the company's PS4 console. This not only saves users from the trouble of having to buy a high-end gaming PC, but considering the high penetration of PS4 for gaming console, 50 million systems sold as of December, the company had a huge potential user base in gamers looking to take their play to the next level of immersion. I think it goes without saying that with such positive sales numbers, Sony is likely feeling pretty good and likely emboldened to really push for a respectable VR catalog of titles, which has been admittedly lacking at time of launch of the system. Sony's figures not only prove that there is a demand for VR gaming hardware in the market, but also lays out a roadmap to going about supplying it. Oculus Rift and HTC Vive might be absolutely fabulous, however, reports put their user base as almost half of that of Sony's PlayStation VR. So just as Sony proved with the Walkman, if you provide the average person in the street with a respectable experience with your product instead of shooting purely for high-end markets, you can actually corner that market. I'm not saying that Sony has cornered the virtual reality market, but they are pulling ahead of the pack in regards to sales. And in the end, it's the sales that matter as they determine the health of this untested peripheral as it pertains to public interest. It's hard to deny that with such strong sales that there isn't a strong interest from the public, many of whom grew up with the promise of virtual reality from its very early stages dating back to the early 80s. Back then, an exceptionally primitive virtual reality system was not available to the public, but research labs were often quoted in news stories as stating that their rigs cost tens of thousands of dollars just for the headsets alone, and that's to say nothing of the computers of the time that were required to run these headsets. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars, everything combined. So yeah, it was definitely out of the realm of possibility for the average person to afford. So there you have it. At least in regards to Sony, the world of VR is strong and definitely an incentive for Sony to push forward with as much VR content as they can create or have created for them. One caveat, that content has to be quality, because garbage content is just going to kill your user base. Now, if you came to this video hoping that VR was dying, then respectfully, I am so sorry to disappoint you. If you were rooting for VR, then I am thrilled to give you some very good news. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it immensely. It just means so incredibly much to me. To my subscribers, thank you a million times over for all your support. I love you guys and am inspired and humbled by you. If you just stumbled across this video, this channel, or me, won't you click that candy-like subscribe button and give me a chance to win you over as a full-time viewer? You'll not only be helping to grow an amazing community, you'll not only have my sincerest gratitude, but most importantly, you'll always be notified whenever a new video goes up on the channel. This is Rob for Games New to Me saying, VR is anything but virtually dead. In fact, it seems to be thriving. Until next time, guys, be good to each other, and I'll catch you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.